Welcome to everybody to our second Carpigiani Tech News. Today, together with Alessandro and Luca, we are going to introduce you to our ReadyChef machine. ReadyChef is a multifunctional machine that has different application according to your business activity. In this presentation of approximately 1 hour, we are going to speak about the gelato and ice cream and application of the ReadyChef in a gelateria. In the coming days, you will have other presentation for ReadyChef into the restaurant business and the HoReCa business. What we are going to do today is, as I said, the presentation of the ReadyChef following the recipe book, which is coming with the machine. Each machine has a QR code, and thanks to the QR code, you can directly download the recipe book. We are going to do some presentation and some preparation, sorry. A part of the preparation has been done in advance because it requires a little bit more time. If you have any question, you can ask your question through the chat and we will reply. I pass to Alessandro and Luca. For any commercial question, I will be available as well. Enjoy.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning at all. Thank you very much for attend this Carpigiani Tech demo. We make some products, then is good ideas for your gelato shop and your gelato offer. Thank you, Luca. Okay, we have still ready to mix. One is
a coconut.
Coconut,
gelato,
okay.
And a strawberry sorbet. We're going to start with the strawberry sorbet in the ReadyChef. So I'm going to add right away. So in the meantime, the machine will work. We will talk about a little bit of our machine. Now, this is a multifunctional machine and works either the gelato, but also can help us with some pastry preparation. In this case, today we're going to show you how it's possible create different kind of product by using the same recipe of a normal sorbet or a normal gelato mix. As you can see from the display, we have a very big display that can help us working. If we're going to press the COM button, we have different kind of programs. And now today we're going to choose the fruit crystal. I want to talk about a little bit of crystal program because this is the program that we're going to use today. Thank you, Margot. This is the program that we're going to use today to show you some preparations. We're still talking about gelato, but we're talking about a different kind of batch freezing process that gave us the chance to incorporate more air using, again, the same mix that you might are using already in your gelato shop. So we are able to increase our overrun, basically, up until 45–50%.
Still are you?
Yes.
Okay.
In the second machine, we're going to add the coconut mix. And with two different kind of mix, we're going to create. Today, I'm going to show you how it's possible to make a gelato cake, mono portions, and other preparations.
Okay. You.
So again, I'm going, in this case, again with the com button, but I'm going looking for gelato crystal in this case. As you might see, if you please, thank you.
Two.
Okay, you might are able to see the display where we have the setting with some numbers on both of the machine, which are the consistency that we want for our gelato. Carpigiani works by consistency of gelato. It means that I decide a kind of consistency, so a structure basically of my gelato that comes out for my shop, and the machine works for it. In this case, we are settled the 70 as gelato crystal and 40 as fruit crystal. It means basically that we will see it. The machine will reach a certain kind of consistency, which is not a complete process of a traditional gelato. It stops a little bit earlier in order to increase by basically beating faster also the mix inside using the beater. So we're able to incorporate more air. This mix will be easily, let's say, used to cover all kind of silicone molds. Whatever is the shape of the molds we're using, we will be able to reach any little hole that has the mold. So to make these preparations, to make this presentation too, we already prepared something, and I want to show you what. I'll show you directly, very closely. Maybe, okay, now you can see it, I'm sure. As you can see, we prepared already some quenelle, and this is a strawberry sorbet, some semi-sphere, again with sorbet. And in this case, you can see with the ReadyChef, we prepared in advance also some fruit poché. So some poached fruit. In this case, we have blackberry and peach. I already prepared peach poached fruit with strawberry crystal sorbet, and I put also a little bit of sponge soaked with sugar syrup. Why I've done this? Because I want to make a cake that can be easily compared to a normal pastry cake as a modern way. So what we're going to use this one, we're going to use it to put it as an insert on our coconut gelato cake. Thank you, Ale.
You're welcome.
So obviously, it's a preparation that we have to do in advance and keep it at least at -20. Whenever we're making the production, we are using the blast freezer at -35, -40 degrees, okay? Now, this recipe that I'm doing and that I've done, we followed just the recipe book that Andrea showed you before. So there's nothing fancy around, okay? We basically follow the book. Now the machine is almost ready to extract the gelato. It reached the consistency that we set, but she needs time now to increase a little bit more air. So we'll start in a little bit to beat faster. What I'm going to show you today also is I'm going to fill up. In the meantime, actually, I'm going to prepare it. This, you see, coconut shell. As you can see, we've put it some caramel on the bottom in order to make them stay still, basically. And now I'm going to show you the peach poached fruit that we prepared with our machine. I forgot a spoon.
Spoon.
Thank you. Can you see it? This is the poached fruit.
Poached
that we
fruit is also prepared with
yeah, exactly. We prepared with the ReadyChef. Obviously, the preparation and the process to make the poached fruit needs at least 8 hours. So obviously, we have to prepare in advance, and we can do it during the night when the lab is supposed to be closed, the shop is supposed to be closed, but we are able to still work and make production. Why? Because whenever we decide to make a, there you go, okay. Whenever we decide to prepare something with a machine, for example, the poached fruit, the machine has the program that makes everything. So whenever she's done, she will keep the product at the right temperature until I will extract it. Okay, thank you. There you go. We can wait this one here until the machine is going to be ready.
fruit is almost ready, but the machine don't say that us then is ready. And also coconut running too.
So this kind of machine, guys, now we're going to show you some gelato product, obviously in a different way, but we're able to make a traditional gelato to put in our display counter at -12, -14. The advantage that we have using Crystal program is not only the facility of making the production, so realizing all the desserts that we want, but also talking about stock temperature. So we are storage the product at -18. And not only the storage, we are also able to serve this product at -18. For example, in a little while, I'm going to show you how it's possible to cut our cake, extracting it directly from the freezer -18. If you try to make a cake, to cut a cake with the traditional gelato at -18, you will be probably breaking the knife or your hand. Now the machine is beeping, so we are ready to start filling our molds. Thank you, Ale.
You're welcome.
And so
This is this special.
as you can see, guys, see the consistency of the gelato during the extraction. Alessandro will use also the adapter in order to be careful whenever he is opening the gate to extract the gelato, and it's very useful. As you can see, the structure is not quite ready, or it looks like. Actually, it is the right structure to fill up whatever we're going to do today, because it's going to be semi-dense and it's going to be full of air. I remember almost 50%, between 45 and 50% of overrun we are able to increase using this product without changing anything from the recipe of our gelato. Perfect.
Okay. Ready?
There you go. So, okay, wait. I'll try to center up this one. There you go. Okay. As you can see, I also prepared some sandwiches, so some cookies that we're going to fill up with sorbet and then cover it. See the structure, and the beauty also of this product is that I have time to work with it. I do not have to run preparing this product, because having more air gives me the chance to have the defrosting process slower. So lowering down the defrosting process.
There is a question
yes.
about the quantity in the machine. Okay, we
Right now,
put
2
in the
liters.
machine 2 kilos of product. When we running with the product before the cycle, we talk about kilos in weight. After, when we have air inside, we're talking about liters of product. For the crystal, we have more or less 50% of overrun, means then 2 kilos become about more or less 3 liters of product. Okay, in normal gelato, we have almost 25-30% of overrun.
Okay, so I'd like to point it out, even if you're not seeing it, but the other machine, the one that has the coconut gelato inside, she's already beeping because she's telling us that the gelato is ready, but we can keep it there a few minutes and it won't affect anything in terms of the consistency of our gelato. So we'll be able to finish whatever we have to.
Okay, we have another question. Can I upgrade Ready? It's not a 1220, but it's 1420 to ReadyChef. No, there are two different type of machine. This machine, if you give me, please, the camera 2. Camera 2, please. Just to show. Okay. This machine is ReadyChef 1420, okay? But the ReadyChef have 6 different icons for the programs and different functions. Maybe if when Andrea is possible to talk, if Andrea you come here, just to give an answer about the upgrade, maybe change the machine, or they want to know the price of the Ready. I don't know the countries.
Yes, okay.
But
Ready and ReadyChef are two completely different machines. So unfortunately, you cannot upgrade the software from Ready 1420 to ReadyChef machine. For any information about the pricing and the right model for your area, please revert directly to our local distributors, who will be able to support you accordingly. Otherwise, send us an email and we will revert to you. Another question I would like to know if we all have access to the gelato recipe book in PDF. The PDF is available. However, the recipe book has been conceived for the ReadyChef machine, which means that if you have the recipe book, but you do not have the ReadyChef machine, the recipe are useless. I mean, yes, you can see the ingredients, but it has been conceived in order to use it together with our machine. But everybody is allowed to download it once the machine is in your hands. Go ahead, Alessandro.
Thank you. Great. So Now we're going to extract the coconut gelato. As you can see, also the coconut extractor, it's quite dense, but still not ready as a traditional one.
Okay, look at the extractor. This one is a 70, is a little bit more creamy.
Exactly. And obviously, guys, the consistency, the final consistency coming out from machine will depend obviously on what kind of mix you are using. Okay. For example, a hazelnut gelato will be different from the coconut one. The fior di latte as well as like a lemon sorbet, for example. Okay. So depending on what kind of gelato or sorbet we're doing, obviously we might have a different result in terms of consistency, but not in terms of air incorporation.
Okay.
Thank you, Ale. And
we have also mix for gelato. Okay, yes.
Okay, yes.
After we prepare gelato, traditional gelato, just to see then the machine with the same mix is possible to do.
Okay,
different
am I
product.
centered? There you go. Okay, so now I can fill up using anything you want, guys, depending on how you are more comfortable. In this case, I can use a very big spoon. Or again, I could use also a piping bag or a jar. It depends on. I flat a little bit into the mold in order to cover it up. And I'm going to put in the middle, upside down, the insert that we've created. Now, to finish the cake, I am going to use, in this case, for example, again, the piping bag. See, I have time to work with it. And if you consider, guys, that in a normal situation, in the gelato lab, we will have around 20 degrees Celsius. Again, we will be fine also with the production. Okay. Now that I filled up, I can clean the edges and flat them. As you can see, I am basically working as a normal pastry chef would do. So with his mousse or bavaroise or semifreddo, whatever he wants. But I am working exactly like a pastry chef would do.
Okay.
Now I'm going to put this again back into the blast freezer. Thank you. And for example, right now, can I have the canal?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Here we go. And right now I'm going to finish also our coconut shell. Actually, I can make it with this. Put an insert also in the coconut shell. Thank you, Ale.
You're welcome. Okay, I really like a mousse. Okay, this is
and Guys, obviously it's way colder than a traditional mousse, but still, I am playing with a piping bag. See? And I take all the time that I need to finish the product. Now I can flat again, just easily by helping myself with a coconut shell and as a final decoration, a little bit of coconut to finish it and put it on top. Thank you, Ale. Okay. Yes. So I'm going to bring this one away. Now, we just finished a crystal program. So we just finished a mix using a crystal program. Right now, we're going to add directly another mix to make our traditional gelato. And let's say we have some leftover in the machine of gelato made with the crystal program. If I have enough mix inside the machine and I want to make a traditional gelato, I just easily keep it and go with the gelato excellence, so the traditional gelato batch freezer process.
Okay, now we show
There you go.
the program. No gelato crystal, but gelato.
Now, as you can see, maybe, probably, the setting is 100 because it has different setting for a traditional gelato. So for a cream-based gelato, so milk-based gelato, the setting to achieve is 100. Now, I can play with it. It's not that it has to be 100. It depending, obviously, on our mix. It's not that you have to change the mix if it doesn't reach 100. You play with the setting because according to the recipe that you do, you are able to, the machine is able to adjust her technology, let's say, to your recipe. So if, let's say, I know that I want to dry it out a little bit more, the gelato, with my recipe, I'm going a little bit higher, 105, for example. If I know that around 90, my gelato will be ready and it will be already dry enough, I can keep it at 90. Okay. So now the cake is freezing. It's going to be it's on the blast freezer, so it's hardening. But we already prepared a cake to show you. So if we can take the cake.
Okay, we are almost ready to prepare also the granita.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Here we have a granita mix because ReadyChef is also able to prepare granita and slush. In this case, we prepare real traditional granita siciliana. This is a mix with raspberry granita siciliana. I put inside.
Thank you.
Okay. The quantity is always almost 2 kilos. I use the, please, camera 2. 2, sì. Sicilian granita, okay.
So in the meantime, the machine is working. Can we go with the presentation? Just a second. Because I'd like to show you guys. Yes, please go ahead. I can move on. Okay. We have different different programs regarding gelato. Talking about specifically gelato, we are able to pasteurize our mix in the ReadyChef using gelato hot age, or eating up a little bit the mix, for example, with gelato hot cold. We're able to make the gelato using gelato or sorbet program, and again, gelato crystal and fruit crystal, or also are able to make the ice cream, obviously using a different beater, which comes as an optional with the machine, which is designed a little bit different in order to create the ice cream. As Alessandro just showed you also, we have two programs, has a slush, so Sicilian slush or a fruit cremolata, and the door that the Alessandro just put in here, it's to help us whenever we want to use gelato crystal program or sorbet or fruits crystal program, whenever we want to do some jars that actually I'm going to show you in a little bit that we already done. Also, a button, which is the gelato cup, that regards sauces and topping. 6 programs in order to make sauces, or topping, chocolate cream or fruit topping.
After we see the
Exactly.
gelato with topping.
Prepared with our ready machine. Actually, yes. It's right here. We prepare our raspberry topping with the ready machine. Again, and it's another program that takes time to be done, so we prepare it in advance. And again, guys, we can let the machine working overnight because she's able to maintain any kind of program we want at the temperature that we actually want. Okay, so we are able to have a production that goes 24 hours a day if we want. We are almost ready also, gelato and topping, but in the meantime, I have the cake ready, so please.
Okay, there are some another question.
Yes, in a little while. Now I have my coconut cake ready. The one that I just showed you, obviously we had one prepared in advance. I'm going to cut it. Okay. And you saw
the temperature of this cake is minus 18
minus 18.
Celsius.
Yes, we extract the cake from a display counter at minus 18 just right now. And as you can see, with the insert that I create, we are able to recreate a normal pastry cake that you can see in all the pastry shop all around the world in a modern way. And now we cover it with some coconut, but we're able to glaze them with mirror glaze, with velvet glaze. We can do anything that the pastry chef is able to do. Having this program, Gelato Crystal program.
Okay, there are two questions. One question is, what programs give me most volume gelato? Logically, it's crystal that give more or less 45-50% of overrun. Logically, crystal is for cakes, for jars, for other use than is not the cabinet, the gelato for cabinet to serve on cones or cups. Do this number you just spoke of traditional gelato is 100? Yes. It's
no,
not amount of air incorporation, but is the structure of the gelato. Is typical Carpigiani value because Carpigiani check the consistency of the gelato from 0 to 120. Normally a gelato have a consistency about 90, 100, and sorbet 70, 80. This is how is hard the gelato. The 35 is the air incorporation percentage that is called overrun.
To glaze crystal cake, do you need to put whipped cream on first? No. You are able to work exactly as a pastry chef would do. So I put in a blast freezer at least 2 hours. Okay, we have to put the cake like the pastry chef does in a blast freezer for at least 2 hours. Whenever it's a rock hard, in that case at minus 35, minus 40 degrees, we extract it from the mold, put it back just a few seconds, few minutes into the blast freezer, preparing the glaze, and then extract it again from the blast freezer and glaze that up the cake. We don't need to put any whipped cream. You are able to use it as a pastry chef would do. Okay.
We put in the refrigerator.
We're keeping it already from a little bit outside on the freezer, but I want to show you that it doesn't melt. Why? Because the air incorporation, having more air inside the gelato mix, it helps us to postpone, let's say, the defrosting of our cake. And the defrosting also comes more homogeneously. Thank you, Mary. Okay, we are almost ready with the gelato and granita also.
Okay, there is another question if we prefer Mr. Hard machine for small silicone shapes. Okay, thank you very much for this question. I think then this guy is our best customer. Okay, Mr. Art is another machine, is soft technology, and is a machine with a special system to fill and refill the silicone molds. Logically, with the ReadyChef, we have gelato, crystal that come out from the machine. We need to use our spatula or some piping bags just to fill the silicone shapes. If you sell a cake like this to a customer, do you have include the dry ice? Yes, yes or not, depends the time of travel. Logically, if the customer need
2 hours,
this
right?
item, we have this special box with dry ice or little ice prepared before.
The defrosting of this kind of cake, comparing to a traditional gelato cake, it's completely different, guys. We with the traditional gelato, the melting comes from the edges to the heart. So even if we let outside the cake, we will have a melting edges, and the center, so the heart of the cake will still be hard. With the gelato crystal, we are able to defrost basically the cake in a more homogeneously way, so we don't have the edges melted and the core hard. Also, because at minus 18, as I just showed you, we are able to cut the cake. And if we're able to cut the cake, we're able to eat the cake. So we don't have to wait 2 hours or 30 minutes, 1 hour outside the freezer to eat the cake. If I have to buy just one machine, should I choose
Yes,
a Labo?
the gelato is ready.
Okay.
Okay. I answer the, okay.
So,
In this time, I give the answer about if I have just one machine, should I choose a Labo or ReadyChef? I think, and I suggest ReadyChef, because ReadyChef make all the type of gelato, but make also some different cycles for pastry or some more products for gelato.
also
ReadyChef have 5 different speed of
there
extraction.
you go. Thank you, Ale.
Okay, Luca, describe
Thank you.
what do you do, okay?
Exactly. I just speed up a little bit the extraction because, as Alessandro just said, we have 5 speed level to extract the gelato. And so also we will be faster also with the extraction. And as you can see, nothing else comes out, so it's ready. And right now,
Okay.
we're going to finish the gelato. Whoop, there you go. With our topping, raspberry topping. Made again with our ReadyChef machine. Now, 10 minutes in the blast freezer, and then we can go into the display. Thank you. Okay, I want to show you again some final product.
So as you see, there are a number of preparations that can be done, and Luca now is showing you another suggestion on how to present the crystal, which could be very interesting in your gelateria as well. Go ahead, Luca.
Thank you. Now, these are the final ones, and now we're going to make, basically, guys, jars, okay? Obviously, you can go and be fancy as much as you want. Now, today we keep it simple, but with the use of either, again, a piping bag or a spoon or whatever you want, or if you want, as the one that Alessandro showed you before, the dispenser door. Thank you. You are able to fill up all the mold that you want. Different kind of measure. In this case, we have 500 milliliters.
The camera on the,
Please,
please.
just a second. There you go. Okay. I want to show you guys. Still, this is the coconut milk. It has been out since already at least 5 or probably 10 minutes. Still, I'm able to use it, fill up also with the inserts like strawberry, and finish it too. In this case, I would suggest go all over the top, so you won't have any oxidation. Also, whenever you close the, thank you. whenever you close the jar, I don't have the cup, the top of it. Thank you. And now I can go and put it into my blast freezer again.
Okay, it's all white.
Now it's all
you
white.
Have the surprise.
But you have a surprise, exactly.
Okay.
Now, as a result, I wanted to show you. Just a second. I want to show you.
Oh, sorry.
Sure. This is a hazelnut gelato made with Crystal Program. On top of it, we have some chocolate topping, again made with ReadyChef machine. Here I have 2 flavors. Strawberry sorbet. I have a peach poached fruit in the middle and the coconut gelato on top of it. So we can be creative also, depending on the
Okay.
how much
ready
you
also
want.
the granita.
And now we're ready with the granita.
Please, camera 2. Okay, this is the typical granita, Sicilian granita slash. Okay. We have the, now we show, mettiamo.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. If we don't use the machine, but we wanted to produce something later, we have a function, a special function that just and only Carpigiani machine have, that is postpone clean. The machine stay cold and have not a problem of contamination.
Go.
Okay?
Okay.
Here we have the typical
Glass.
glass for granita. Look at the structure, that is really original and fantastic. And on top, I put with the mini VIP machine. Okay.
Beautiful.
The chef touch. Okay. And the typical Sicilian brioche. This is another typical breakfast in the south of Italy, Sicilian, when in the summertime, in the morning, there are more or less 35 degrees. Okay, look at the structure. The ice crystal is tiny.
Actually, now.
Okay.
What is the storage temperature for the Sicilian granita?
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, is minus 5, minus 7 degrees. Normally, there is a special cabinet then is used for this type of product. In normal way, we have 3-4 different kind of Sicilian granita: coffee granita, almonds or pistachio granita, lemon granita, and strawberry, raspberry, or gelso, that is blackberry, typical of Sicilia. Okay, we are just show all the product. I invite Andrea to show, to see, no, and don't touch it, please.
So one of my preferred dessert over here is actually I'm touching the crystal product. The crystal product has something which is very important, is the temperature of conservation, which is -18. -18 Celsius, it is also the temperature at which you can eat it. Therefore, your customer can take home the dessert, the cake or the jar, and keep it at home, and they can eat it at the right consistency with no trouble that it is too strong like a rock. So that's a product that I really love, also because the margin is an interesting margin, having a bigger overrun, as Alessandro and Luca already explained to you.
Yes, because the cake is so light, the price is less for the customer, but with a big quantity of air, we have more margin on the cake, and we give a more pleasure to a customer. You think then a cake with crystal is 20% less weight from a typical gelato cake.
Which means less food cost, but bigger margin.
Yes.
Exactly.
Just a little more things, please. Then we make some decoration with chocolate. Then it's possible to personalize your cups, your cakes, and this type of decoration is made by the cycle of tempering chocolate. If you give me the presentation, just to look the programs.
So actually, the ReadyChef machine is a machine which is doing gelato, so it is cooling, but it is also heating, which means that we can have many different preparation.
Okay. Dark milk and white chocolate, chocolate speed with cocoa butter micronized, tempering cocoa butter, eventually for some praline. It's possible just to melting the chocolate, just to maybe dip some gelato. It's possible to prepare ganache cream, spreadable cream, and some specialities like semi-freddo base, poached fruit that we're using today, yogurt, just cooking some product to prepare our own inverted sugar and to pasteurize the eggs. Logically, it's possible also to prepare some pastry product that are pastry cream, French pastry cream or Bavaroise, or fruit cream and panna cotta. Thank you very much.
Whether to choose a ReadyChef or a Labo machine from Carpigiani, well, actually you have to decide if you are interested in working with a patisserie program, if you are interested in doing your own toppings with the ReadyChef. If you are not willing to do this kind of preparation, maybe the Labo would be more suitable. So decision is really depending on what kind of work you are looking for in your shop. Having said this, for any further information, you can write to us on the email that my colleagues will be giving to you. And what was the surprise you spoke about?
Yes, because we make the insert of sorbet
inside the white jar. Your customer will see a white jar. Myself, I will see the white jar. I think about cocoa, but inside, when I will be eating, I will discover that there is a second flavor, a heart inside with the strawberry one. So this was the surprise inside the jar.
There was a question, sorry.
It's
earlier.
not possible to see the recording yet. Okay.
No, sorry. There was a question. If you go a little bit backward.
No, it's okay.
The shelf life. well, just to say it again, if we already said it, the shelf life, guys, it's longer than a normal gelato because we can keep it in -18. We so are able to have a shelf life of our product that goes up until, let's say, 6 months, depending obviously on how you're going to store it. But keeping it at -18, we won't have any problem to store it for a long period of time.
In our recipe book, anyway, on the top, we are always stating the shelf life of the product that you are doing, as well as the right temperature at which the product has to be kept. So the recipe book is giving more information. As well, the recipe book is stating to you which kind of accessories or scrapers you have to use the machine. So this one is really helpful. But as I said earlier, it has been conceived only for the use together with the ReadyChef machine. But anyway, each recipe is always showing to you the shelf life of the product that you are doing.
The recipe book and all accessories is possible to have with the QR code on the front of the machine.
No, there is no gelatin used in any of. Is gelatin used in any of the gelato recipe? No, we used a traditional gelato recipe made milk-based or water-based, using obviously stabilizers. But the classic one, the normal one that gelato recipe, gelato mix requires,
is vegetable fiber and vegetable seeds flour, that is carob gum and
guar gum.
Guar gum, normally. Only vegetable. Yeah. No gelatin. And the gelatin is very, very bad in the gelato because it makes a structure that is not the best. Okay, thank you very much. For other questions,
we have a last question.
And please, at the end, you have a
some survey,
little
yes. Survey to fill up.
Questionnaire to fill and to send us.
For any question, please, further question, please revert to our email. This one as well regarding the super Newton stabilizer. There is a question for you again.
Stab 2000, it's okay. It's stabilizer for sorbet, and super neutron is normally stabilizer for gelato, if I remember good. Is there any plans to launch new type of dispensing door to be able to dose targeted volume of gelato? Now, not yet by Carpigiani. Not yet.
We are always working on new project. We are not in position right now to tell you anything. We are only speaking about projects which are available to be delivered from today onwards. But new projects are always on work on progress.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All.
Thank you very much.
Do follow our Carpigiani Tech News calendar for the next event. Thank you.
Bye, guys. Have a wonderful day.